There, I can tell you, like, what's happening is your positioning is just a little too low, where your elbow is below your shoulder. Yep, that's gotta come up. And it's like that.
Okay. Pretty close. Like.
For sure. Now, damn.
Yeah, I didn't have it there.
The number one thing that'll also help you, if I really have to break, if we break down the L-sit to handstand, you can already L-sit pretty well. Your pickup is actually really fucking good. You need to work on that timing, but like, the other part of the whole thing is a solid handstand.
I don't have one.
Yeah. And that's hard. That's hard because even if you have the strength and you press up to hold in the handstand, like you still got to be able to hold a handstand. So it's really going to be a matter of, and I actually think the best way to do your handstands, like, it sounds so cliche, obvious, but kick up against the wall, pull your feet off. Don't use parallettes, just do the until you start to feel it in your hands a little bit, because that's like when you press. The only reason I'm able to press so good is because I can hold and catch here. And like learning what it takes to actually hold the handstand. Most people think like a handstand is like, oh, well, you got it or you don't kind of thing. Or they know they can get it, but there is a huge disconnect between how. Watch me when I get up and hold. It's a bunch of micro corrections through my hands and my shoulders. That's what's actually allowing me to hold a handstand for time. So the whole purpose, like the reason between falling and staying up is in line. Staying in line with here, here, and here. So if I fall out of line, you can correct by pulling your shoulder back, turning your wrists, or moving your hips.
And that just comes from
doing it, right? Like it's a learned trait through being in a handstand. If I'm in a handstand, I have feeling now. Same way like when you first are a baby and you gotta learn how to walk, that's what we're doing. But it's on your hands. And we're not walking, you're actually just trying to stabilize. But people don't realize you've been on your feet so long, so it's so subconscious. But if you stood perfectly, you're constantly shifting your weight to stabilize. You just don't recognize it. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
They can do 40 or like, this is what they do. They're like,
Yeah, right.
and they don't understand like a pike push-up, what you're actually supposed to do is come down, forward, keep your elbows tucked in, and then when you push, you're actually pushing up. Like that's what a true handstand push-up is that up
Yeah, I'm trying to
and
simulate
back.
the same thing.
That's exactly what you're doing. That's the whole key. That's the whole reason pike push-ups are a progression. But people, I see it all the time. They'll just do their pikes like this. So they'll be in a good position. They'll keep their hips locked. They'll come down perfect, and then they just push up. And now they've like lost it, right? Like I'm just doing a weird bent push-up, but it's totally just getting back into that starting position.
So it's not like, it's almost like you're going all the way back.
Right. Yep. Yeah, exactly. So it's down and forward and up and back.
Yeah.
And that's like, yes, right? It translates perfectly. All right. I know you can do this though. Hips. Yeah. So just focus on picking your hips up and go. That was it though. That was better.
Yeah.
That's better. The hard part is too is like understanding that is better than getting stuck too early. Going up, because at least you're pushing out of that. The more times, the hardest part is how do you get better at that, right?
Yeah.
If you're constantly getting stuck in the same spot, you're not necessarily getting better. Every time you push through out of that spot is a win. But it's tough.
Come around and give me just what I need. I don't want to see you finally see you looking down and out.
It's right there.
Head's not high enough.
The hips just needed to tilt forward and up like the tiniest bit more. That was it though. Bro,